Hello everyone and welcome. This is Kip Monty and I wanted to do a quick video on some of the basics of PvP. Once you reach level 10 you can start entering into Cyrodiil and engage in some PvP. So let's get started with joining PvP. The button is L by default. Otherwise you can look up here at the top of your bar and see this little icon up here for Alliance War. It'll bring up a few windows, but what you're most concerned with starting off is looking at these three tabs over here: Overview, Leaderboard, Campaigns. You're going to click on Campaign. There will be a list of campaigns over here. You're going to right click on one and set it as your home campaign. This is sort of a permanent decision. You can change it later on. There are some penalties and costs associated with it. You can also guest on other people's campaigns, but you don't get all the same benefits for doing that. But once you have set a campaign as your home, you're going to click Enter Campaign and it'll put you into a queue. I'm fortunate enough to get instant access right now. So I'm accepting and joining into PvP. While it's loading me in, I'll go over some of the topics I'm going to be going over. We'll talk some about buying Siege, some of the forward camps I've heard some people ask about, and some of the upgrades, and then traveling around PvP. And before I talk more about traveling around PvP, I want to talk about one of the questions that we hear most often in PvP, and that is, how do I get out of PvP? You do so by teleporting out. You can't just go to your character log or something and hit teleport out. You actually have to go to a way shrine. So by this point you should be pretty used to using the way shrines and everything to get around, but what most people don't realize is that over here in the corner there is a way shrine that you can use to access to get out of PvP. Click on it, it brings up the map of Cyrodiil so you can see what's going on there, but you want to look over here under locations. You guys make sure you get the right tab over here and then find somewhere you've been before and click on it and teleport there. So that is how you exit PvP. Alright, so next I'm going to run over here to this teleport shrine. First time you enter PvP there'll be a series of quests you can do to kind of get you familiar with some of the basics of using Siege and things of that nature. Or you can run over, I think it's to this person right here, and tell them, no thank you, I don't need the training, I just want to go kill some people. You'll get some alliance points for finishing that and then be allowed to go about your business. So these are the shrines that let you teleport around Cyrodiil. I'm going to pop it up and it's going to show the whole map. There are two basically starting areas that are protected. You've got your two gates. Each side has their own starting places, and initially you'll be able to port back and forth between these two. In fact, you'll always be able to port between these two. What you'll also notice is all these keeps scattered across the map. Now any of them that are highlighted like this, and I'm in Daggerfall right now, so we're blue. Any that are highlighted like this, I can teleport between any of those. So let's say we took this next keep, well, I'd be able to teleport there, and take the outpost, teleport there, and so on and so forth. So if you control the whole map, you can pretty much teleport anywhere. One of the big strategies people will eventually start using is cutting off people's teleports. So let's say our alliance is pushing real hard down here in Almeri Dominion's territory, and we come down here and we're working on Black Boot, wanting to get their scroll. Well, they can cut around behind us and disrupt our teleporting so that we can't get reinforcements from back here up to the front lines. One of the biggest ways to combat that is a forward camp. You'll learn a little bit about this in your tutorial, but simply stated, they're placed like you would place Siege, and they allow a set number of respawns at that location. So let's say we're down here attacking this keep. Well, we might want to come right over here to the side of it and put down a forward camp so when someone dies they can respawn there. You can't straight teleport there like from one of these shrines, but if you're dead you can choose to resurrect there. The enemy can run up and destroy your camp. It's pretty easy for them to destroy it. They just have to run up to it, click on it, set it on fire, it's gone. So you're going to want to protect those camps, place them somewhere it's not too obvious, and maybe even when you're running back to battle, take various routes. They don't all see that, okay, everybody's coming back from that area, that must be where their camp is. I'm going to run over here. Don't remember exactly which, oh, changed my mind. I want to teleport. So Fort Rails is right there, but I'm going to go ahead and go over Glade Mist, go a little further. Alright, so I'm here. Every keep has its own teleport shrine, and close by there's always a quartermaster. So here and various other places is where you can buy your equipment, buy your siege and your forward camps and things like that. You can buy some with gold, but most things require alliance points. But there are some you can buy with just straight gold, so even the first day when you get in there, you can start buying stuff. I've heard some people say, oh, you only can get it with alliance points. No, you can buy it with both. Here's that forward camp I was talking about. 7,200 alliance points. That's a big chunk, so use these wisely, but you definitely want to have them if you've got a solid raid going. And see there it's talking about the limited number, 20 people can respawn there. Get some Grand Soul Gems. Siege repair kits, those are sort of important, but not nearly as important as the wall and the door repair kits. You're going to need a lot of those when you take a keep. It doesn't automatically repair like in a game like Guild Wars 2. So if you go in and knock out 8 different walls to take a keep, you're going to have a lot of repairing to do. So keep that in mind when you're assaulting. Flaming oil is enough to figure out what that does. You dump it on people's heads, they scream like little girls. Fun times. There's lots of different types of each siege. There's ballistas, and there's several kinds of ballistas, trebuchets, several kinds of trebuchets. You can look all through that at a later date, but just knowing they're there and that you'll be needing them initially, at least that's what I'm trying to get through. So we can inspect this keep. It'll show the different buffs that it has, the summary, and then there's 3 camps around the keep, a lumber mill, a farm, and a mine. Each of these give different benefits to the keep. You know, obviously thinking, okay, the lumber mill is going to improve the door. Yes, but these camps also increase the guard levels, and that's especially important because the mages can do some serious damage. So if you try and rush a keep door with a small group and you haven't taken out the resource nodes, those mages are going to rip your group apart. So you just want to keep in mind that those resources are going to need to be taken more than likely when you're trying to assault. I won't go through all the details because the video is starting to run a little bit longer than a quick video should, so just know these are there. You can look at them later to learn what each resource node gives. And I think that's everything I wanted to cover in this initial video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, whatever. Leave me questions in the comments if you want to know anything more, and I'll do my best to provide you with an answer.